Okay, so we loaded up our original drums, which is here under layers called OG. And we're going to create a duplicate layer. And this layer, we're going to name it Slice. Okay, good. Again, right click on the track. Deselect expand layers, and there it is. All right, good. Let's play this back with the click track and see where we are. Good. So we're back with our original drum recording without being quantized. All right, again, we're going to leave the group on. We're going to select the track, the event. And this time we are going to do the detection again with analyze, but instead of quantize, we're going to use slice. All right, you're going to see a different set of options. So still going to create a detection. You have to analyze that. But with the action being set to slice, you have an option where it creates auto fades, autofill, merge, and then you can quantize. So let's have a look at them. All right, so again, we're just going to select the event, hit analyze, hit analyze our information. Let's have a closer look, especially in that area where it had problems. And yeah, it still had problems again. So just a threshold. So what we have to do is we still have to manually kind of move those around. Let's go ahead and choose bend tool. Zoom in a little bit and let's remove these. Okay, so on the kick, we're going to add it there. Snare, we're going to add it there. Let's remove this one. Again, I'm just holding down Command, double clicking. Add it there. Remove this one and add it there. And this kick. I think we should be good there. So we've selected all the tracks, all the events. And this time, instead of using quantize, we're going to use slice. And for this, we're going to hit apply, quantize 100%. And you're going to notice two things. That it separated the audio events for us. It nudged them to the quantization value. And it created auto fades for us. So let's play that back and see how that sounds like. Okay, so in certain parts, it sounds choppy. It sounds like there's gaps. And there actually is a couple of audio gaps here and there. So we're going to undo that. And we're going to select these options. We're going to select autofill, hit apply again, and let's see what happens. Okay, so what it did is it basically filled in those empty gaps with crossfades. Let's rewind it back to the beginning and play this back. Now, in certain areas where you kind of hear like flam or double hi-hat, you're going to have to go in there and manually adjust some things. So with our track set to the folder, set to group, you can manually move those. So you can see where the crossfades, if I move it to the right, then it's going to create that kick to come in sooner. So we're going to adjust that. Let's adjust this kick. That should be fine. And you still have to kind of do some manual edits. But at least for the most part, it sliced up your audio for you and it quantized it to the grid. Let's play this back real quick. And another thing that I want to draw out as well is that we're using a quantization value of 100%, which 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do that. If you're working with live drums, you're probably going to be between 80 and 90, 95 at the most. Because you still want to preserve some of the organic, dynamic feel of the live drums. You don't want to make the sound programmed. Unless you have programmed drums, and then you can really just chop it up and make it sound like a pop record. But that's a different story. If you want to preserve the feel of the drummer, then you want to adjust the quantization value somewhere around 80 to 90, 95. That seems to work best for me. So let's just try that really quick. We'll undo a number of times. And let's try 80%. Here we go. From the top. So the biggest takeaway from this is that when you're going to quantize acoustic drums or live drums, you have two options. You can choose quantize, and it's going to create a time stretch, or it's going to audio bend it. Or you can choose slice, which is going to separate the clips for you, and then it's going to quantize them on the grid. The second method does not time stretch the audio, so it preserves the integrity of the audio quality. But the first method, which is audio bend, does stretch the audio. So if you change the tempo, you're going to hear a little bit of those audio artifacts. But really, it's up to you whether you want that or not. And these are two methods that you can apply for quantizing drums.